Hey Channel Insiders, welcome back for another episode of Channel Insider Partner POV, your source for untapped opportunities and unfiltered opinions in the IT channel to help you make better business decisions. I'm your host, Katie Bavoso. I am joined by two guests today from the solution provider Vandis, a name you may recognize from the inaugural Channel Insider Hybrid Solutions Provider list. And they are CEO Andy Segal and CTO Ryan Young. So Andy, let's start the interview off by talking about who is Vandis? What do you do and who are your customers? What verticals do they typically touch?
We provide networking and security solutions, generally for clients with complex environments in all types of industries.
We provide our customers with both networking and security options and really helping them connect their hybrid cloud environment, their data center environment, and their branch environments into a scalable and manageable global infrastructure.
Ryan, how important is that in a world where we're seeing hybrid work still dominate the workforce?
It's incredibly important. So you have the remote workers that are coming from the work from home aspect or home offices. You have your branches. And then you tie that into your global data center topology, your network topology, as well as reduce staffing. And it's really important to make sure that you're providing that same level of access that all of your employees were used to working from the office, from home. Because if you're not able to do that, you're actually losing money with employees not able to access web portals or enterprise resources that they need to conduct everyday business for the organization.
And how has that changed the way you approach cybersecurity?
It changed things quite a bit. We had customers who really weren't focusing on protecting their internal applications from the external internet. And one of the big shifts we saw in the work from home transition was a lot of web application firewalls being deployed where they weren't, which is awesome. We love to see customers doing that. And a lot of the security focus stopped being on just securing your perimeter to focusing on micro-segmentation. What does the role-based access look like when it extends up to the cloud? What does the role-based access look like when it extends to the SASE environment? And how is the experience for remote users as well as on-prem users? And one of the things that we really focus on here at Vandis is making sure that user experience, whether you're in a branch office, whether you're at headquarters, a data center, or in the cloud, that you have the same exact experience. So we really try to mirror that experience for the end user while also securing the products through identity-based services like Microsoft Entra ID and micro-segmentation products like Aruba's CX10K with the Pensando product and VMware NSX, and really just making sure that you're looking at it not just from a perimeter security aspect, but along the entire process. How are we securing that user and that packet from its origin to its destination?
And Andy, back on over to you. When it comes to Vandis's customer base, is there a niche that you found yourself being able to specialize in?
We tend to specialize in customers that have a need to be nimble. And that's where our strength comes in, because we are focused both on security and on networking. And in today's market, that's unusual. Most solution providers are either security or their network infrastructure. By being able to do both, we can make sure that our clients are nimble and able to meet their clients' needs and their workers' needs, and at the same time that they're secure.
And you speak about hosting both of those needs for your customers, being able to answer both of those needs for your customers, which is exactly why you were named to the inaugural HSP 250 or Hybrid Solution Provider list on channelinsider.com. Congratulations on that, first of all. A wonderful feat for Vandis, of course. But going from there, your customers are coming to you listing their challenges, and you're listening to them to see how can we solve this for you. What does that conversation look like, and how are you able to help them understand this is what we're going to do for you and this is why, not just that you're trying to upsell them to the next option, to the potentially most expensive one. So Andy, from a relationship standpoint, what's important for you when it comes to that conversation with the client?
We have an established procedure for dealing with clients, particularly with new clients, on how we engage. And our methodology is structured so that we get to understand what the client's needs are, and they get to hear what we recommend.
Andy mentioned listening to our clients. So it's not only just our clients saying like, hey, I want to talk about SD-WAN. That it's more at the level of partnership we have with our customers, where our customers are coming to us and saying, this is where we want to be in 5 years. How do we get there? And sometimes the technology, it's not there yet. It might be like on the edge of being ready or something new that's coming. One of the things that we're starting to have a lot of conversations around is, private 5G, looking at distributed private cloud across the enterprise space. I mean, these are all areas that, yes, the technology in both of those is there today, but you're not seeing a huge amount of adoption. I think we're really going to see that adoption start to take shape over the next year or two.
And something I actually want to back up and ask you about would be private 5G. This is something where you're right. We've been talking about it for a while. The technology is there, but what are your clients typically missing, or what's not here yet that's able to set them up for private 5G?
Well, I think that if you went to, the large carriers, they have it available today, but you have to ride on their infrastructure. And a lot of what our customers are looking for is their own infrastructure. So what we're starting to see is people are looking at the private 5G space as the next step in kind of the Wi-Fi space. So I think the next step is really going to be availability of the hardware to the enterprise.
What can your customers do to future-proof themselves? Thinking back, Ryan, to thinking about how you said sometimes the technology isn't there yet, depending on what their need is. I'd love to know from both of you, what can your clients and your potential clients do this year to invest in their businesses to prepare their technology stack for the future?
From a hardware standpoint, one of the things that I often talk about with customers is really making sure that you're buying modular equipment that supports field upgradability. With the amount of vendor consolidation that's occurring right now, what I've really been telling customers is they really want to focus on standardizing on a platform. I mean, obviously, there's still going to be some niche pieces to your environment that can't be replaced by that larger fabric. But moving into 2024, I'm really trying to encourage our customers to focus on, trying to standardize so that they get into a simpler environment to manage.
Another part of that is engaging with the client in terms of lifecycle management, having periodic reviews, in some cases quarterly and in some cases annually, of what they have in place, what the life cycle is, both in terms of the vendor's life cycle of their product, but also the life cycle of that particular technology in the marketplace, and to start preparing early. So we're proactive. We engage with the client on a regular basis with the specific goal of reviewing life cycle from the point of view of the vendor's planned obsolescence, but also from the point of view of what's going on in the marketplace.
Who are the vendors, the strategic vendor partners that are supporting you right now, and what solutions would you say are really driving your portfolio?
We really deal with all the major vendors in our key segments. Not every client has the same need. So we want to be able to match the product to the client's needs rather than to try and shoehorn a client's needs into a vendor's product set. When it comes to how do we engage with our vendors, we're first of all looking for vendors that have the products that are needed to help clients achieve their goals. And then, we also look to see, can we replicate success? Is this a product that we can provision and install in more than one segment?
My team is always looking for collaborative partners that are always willing to take our feedback back to their teams. Obviously, solid documentation. It's really hard for us to support our customers when the documentation's not there, as well as a stable support network.
So I'd love to hear of an actual case study, an actual use case in which we saw success between Vandis and a client. Is there a success story that you could share with me about when you were able to meet a challenge over the past year for a client?
So we have a client that we've done business with for many years. They are a multinational firm. They do business in 29 or 30 separate countries. They are a manufacturer. And their facilities are large manufacturing facilities that have very high value. So they need to run 24/7 without interruption. We have had very good quality engagement with them for quite a while, but they recently came to us and said, we'd like to tighten it up a little bit. We'd like to have your team, your engineers, and your project managers come in earlier at the very inception of our planning so that we can develop the solutions together. And we started to do that. And it made a real difference in our ability to deliver for the customer, especially to tighten up the amount of time it takes to bring value to the customer. Ryan, can you talk a little bit about the specifics of that?
Yeah, so Katie, the customer has been doing a lot of acquisition, and as they've been bringing new sites online, in the past, they essentially had us come in, go through a scoping effort, go through a discovery effort, and then we'd go into procurement. And what they said to us was, look, you have worked on these sites with us. You understand these sites. Your project managers know our team. We want essentially a list of different services that you provide from start to finish, and we'll just move through that process. So we were doing 1 to 3 of these forklift sites per year, and in the new model where they leverage our turnkey project management platform and engineering, we were able to go in and do 7 of the sites in about 9 months. I think I got an update this morning that we got another 4 done in the month of January. So it's really been a perfect example of how we really value our customer partnership and the trust they put in us. To go in and help act as members of their team.
If I'm an IT buyer and I want to get in touch with Vandis and speak to your team, how can I do that?
You can start with our website, which is www.vandis.com, or you can call us. You can call and speak directly to Ryan. You can call and speak directly to me. We'll get you in touch with the right people within our organization.
Thanks again to my guests Andy and Ryan for joining me today. And thank you for watching or listening to this episode of Channel Insider Partner POV. If you want to watch more episodes, we put out a new video and podcast every Thursday. You can find all of them at channelinsider.com. You can also like, subscribe, and follow along with us online. Check us out on YouTube at channelinsider_news and trends. And listen to our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, YouTube Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. And if you want to connect with me, you can do so on LinkedIn at Channel Insider, or you can email me if you have a question or want to be on the show at partnerpov@channelinsider.com. I'll see you next time. I'm Katie Bavoso, and thanks for watching.